Hi, I'm Orla Conway, and I play Remington.
And what's your pseudonym, your character's?
Well, I mean, for short it's Remi, but my nickname is mostly Tinkerbell.
And
So,
how did you get that nickname?
um, I'm pretty sure I got it by just being this crazy girl in a rave who was just so vibrant and full of life and glitter and blue eyelashes that I came off as this kind of like strange dancing fairy. And so that eventually just turned into Tinkerbell, and I think definitely in the public eye in the club scene I'm known as that. But my real name is Remi. Me and Remi are similar and different in the way that basically she's my fantasy me. Like if I were able to be everything that I could be without any setbacks, without any creative boundaries, I would be Remi. I would be Remington. Like it's almost like we're very similar, but she's just more than I am. She's got a little bit more. She can go to raves and dance around and be crazy and have glitter all over her, and it's like in my world when I put on crazy makeup, which I love, and I love my weird outfits that I wear, but I almost get kind of chastised for it. I get bugged by kids because in high school that's what everybody does. They make fun of you for whatever you do, and so I think in Remi's world she doesn't, for some reason she just doesn't have that. And people like her so much that what she does is literally just cool. It's fine. Like, oh my gosh, wow. They don't bug her. They're in awe of her. And if I had all the creative and living freedom I could have, I would be in her shoes, definitely. When I was young, well, the first thing I told people I wanted to be was Pegasus Unicorn when I grew up. But once I got out of that phase, I told everybody that I would be a dancer, a singer, and an actor. And I quote this so that if I got fired from one job, I would still have two others. And yeah. And so my whole life, I just don't think I ever saw anything but acting and the performing world. And I am definitely more into music now. Music is my passion, and I will be making music and trying to sell my music for the rest of my life. But acting has been with me for so long that it's kind of just ingrained into me, and it's literally like it's kind of just something that I have to keep doing. I started being on the stage in like third grade.
What was your first role?
The first role that I can remember, I was Peter Pan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and but it was a Girl Scout show, and it was really silly, and like nobody important came to see it, just our moms, and not that our moms aren't important.
Yeah, but you were Peter Pan. You weren't like the dog.
Yes,
you know?
yes. I mean that. It was funny though because we drew names out of a hat for the characters, so that was kind of just luck. but yeah, that was the first role that I really remember being important, and from there I kind of went on to always like acting, and so that was how that started. Okay, well, she definitely was raised in a family that supported art and supported free thinking. And I think that's why she is able to come out and be herself all the time. But I'd like to think that we're both very friendly and very willing to like open up to people. And she's not the kind of person that'll be like, oh well, you can't be my friend because I'm into this band group from someplace that nobody knows, but you've never heard them and you didn't go to that one concert that one time, so I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm more like, hey, I heard of this really cool band and nobody knows them, so you should check them out and tell your friends about them. And hey, maybe we can go to a concert sometime and it'll be really cool and new and fun. Like, I feel like I do try to include people, and I love making friends. I love meeting new people. And I think that Remi is a lot like that. My favorite thing about this cast is that everybody's so relaxed and it's such a nice atmosphere. But the whole rave thing in general was just so kooky. And the fact that it was so hot in that room that we did it in, it was so hot. So while the viewers are watching this and it looks like we're all just literally going crazy and like having the best time, that is real sweat you're seeing. And if there's any time where we look in some kind of agony from dancing, it was there. And I think it was just so funny because the whole cast that was on set that day and most of the crew were all in this small space where we had to just like cope all day. And it was so, looking back at it, it's just hilarious. It's so funny, and we all looked ridiculous. We had makeup everywhere, and we were all sweating, and that was a good time, whether we wanted to admit it or not.
Retrospectively good.
Yeah, that was
pure pain.
Yeah, like it looking back, it was definitely a good time. It was definitely good memories. I love that everybody here is so young and like fresh, and everything's kind of, even though the city is old, everything is new here. The styles and the fashions and the fads and what everybody's into in general are always changing, always. And I love that. And even in your 20s and even 30s, you're still part of this kind of young scene where everybody's changing and learning and growing and like sharing ideas all the time. And it's so cool. It's just like, basically, I am an East Coaster for life now that I've grown up here. Like, a lot of people say I would love to go to California. I personally have no desire. I could stay in DC and New York my whole life and I'd be fine because it's just so new and changing and interesting. There are so many kinds of people here. It's wonderful. Well, I go to a public school. I go to George C. Marshall High School. And it's very relaxed. I'm very glad I go there as opposed to other high schools near me because social drama is everywhere at this age. High school is basically another planet. It's like Earth, Moon, high school. It's like, that's basically the way it is. But in my school, it's very small, but for some reason, people don't really care that much about what you're doing. And it almost seems selfish, but it's like, we're so into our whole IB program, which is not very common. It's very intense. Mm-hmm. And all the other activities that we do in our school that you don't, if you have problems in a group of friends, it might spread around your group, but it's not gonna get to the whole school. And you're not gonna have all these problems that you see at other places. High school generally just kind of sucks. But at Marshall, I think, in my opinion, it sucks a little bit less because it's a lot more relaxed. Well, I haven't looked at anything specifically, but when I think about it, it's interesting that the style of the 90s is coming back. Mm-hmm, like, totally. Definitely all the weird dresses they used to wear with like the mesh tops and all the crazy leggings and like really interesting and like high-waisted skirts and pants and shorts, that's all coming back. So it's almost like it's like being forced upon me, where I can't not do research on it. And being retro has always been in style, but now the retro is kind of the 80s and 90s. So it's almost like going through teenhood now is kind of like my research for Orange Juice and Bishop's Garden. And I actually sometimes will just go back and actually watch the previous episodes and just look at the way things look in the homes and the way people are talking, and like I definitely am very interested in like the language that people use. Like, you don't hear a lot of people saying bummer nowadays. Like, a lot of people just like old language like that that's a little bit kookier that your parents might even say more, you know. Yeah, well, definitely more like, well, people are starting to say man a lot at the end of sentences, but my dad always told me how in college the only thing anybody would ever say was man. Like, oh, today feels so good, man. How you doing, man? What's up, man? Oh, yeah, man. Just man all the time. So I know that was huge, and so I do try to integrate that in, right, and say more things that sound 80s and of 90s, sorry. And so yeah, that's kind of the extent of my research. Well, first of all, Facebook, I feel like I could live without, because for me, I used to be obsessed with it. But now I am definitely in this stage where I'm kind of growing out of my whole obsession with it. I still use it a lot, but I'm not like checking it all the time and thinking what's gonna happen. I basically go check my messages and get off. But because I personally, I don't need to really look into other people's lives that much. But my cell phone, I need my cell phone. I cannot imagine having to actually remember people's numbers, first of all, because I have the worst memory of all time. And then secondly, having to call their houses and pray to God that their parents don't answer and that you don't have to be like, hey, can I talk to Mary? And then, of course, they're going to ask you, who are you? And then you're like, oh, I know her from Spanish class. Like, I can't. Oh, the awkwardness. Oh, man. Like, I mean, at one point, it's definitely more of an adventure, and I love old-timey things like that, and I really wish people still wrote letters, because letters are wonderful. But if I want to call my friends at 10 o'clock sometimes and just talk to them. I don't want to have this, like, weird calling curfew. And if something goes wrong in plans when you're walking around outside and, like, trying to meet people places, how would they know? How would you know if you can't pick up your cell phone and call them and tell them, oh my God, I'm lost or I'm not coming, you know? Cell phones are vital. It's totally there. And it's sad because the people that do it the most are the people that can't speak up for themselves in real life. And they want a voice. And the internet gives them a voice. And they feel that because they can't see the person face to face, and because they can't hear their feelings be hurt by them, it's fine. And they can just go crazy. And it almost, I think, becomes, for some people, almost like an addiction. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna get you, and then once I finish with you, I'm gonna go to you. And it's like, it happens, it's weird how many people are like that. It's very like, it's everywhere, and that sucks. And I wish it wasn't. I make music. That's my main passion. That is what I love to do more than anything else in the world because it really shows me and who I am. And I have a MySpace. It's just myspace.com/Orla Conway. And I haven't gotten to the point where I'm on iTunes or anything yet. I'm making music all the time, though. It's funny because I think on the outside layer, it's just kind of like, oh, I only have these 4 songs, but I have so many songs. So I'm going to be trying to get a way for people to buy my music more, like easily, like on iTunes, but I haven't gotten to that stage yet. And I'm so busy with school and all that junk that it kind of gets in the way. But definitely once summer rolls around, which I know feels like forever, I'll be able to probably move a little bit more forward with that. But until then, my music is on MySpace mostly. I'm going to keep trying to add more music on there for everyone. If you're not near me in the area, then I guess you can't get a CD, which I do sell. I sell my CDs in school and stuff, and I hand them out for $4 each. But if you're not near me, then just message me on Facebook and let me know what's up with you and why you like it, why you don't like it. All opinions are appreciated because constructive criticism helps me a lot to change. But if you are near me and you hear it and you say, oh my gosh, I would love this CD, also message me on my MySpace page and let me know. And I can try to get that to you somehow. But yeah.